Everybody, let's get into the day ahead analysis for February 3rd. I did not take a trade today. Didn't even look at the charts. I was busy doing some work, handling some side stuff. But it looked like it played out kind of how I expected on the week ahead analysis. I'm sorry that video didn't post. I thought it was public, but I guess it wasn't. It was listed as unlisted. So I went back and then it published like pretty much halfway through today. But it looked like it played out pretty nicely. We expect a congestion range. We said a move back down into that pocket on the weekly, we would catch a nice reaction. It looks like we did. And now we're at the zone where we thought sellers might start to step in. So looking out at the tomorrow and into the rest of the week, got a nice pocket there, close below all that. So if we fish back up into this, I would look to sell that. Yes, we did close above all that, push up through the double core DML support or resistance, and closed above it, above middle of the envelope. But I think I moved back up into here, targeting maybe last week's highs. It might try to do that, and then I would look for a dump. I'm favoring the short side for tomorrow, at least on ES. NQ, I'm sure, is the same thing. Yeah, man, it's a pretty steep pocket. Weekly still in congestion action, so we have to, assume that it's going to stay that way. If it decides to break that and get a move to one way or the other, then we'll adjust. But I'm assuming congestion action will remain. Same thing as ES. We get a move deeper up into this pocket near last week's highs. I'd be looking to short. We could, if we start see heavy selling tomorrow, then yeah, we could be having a pretty nice move down, at least back down to these lows. We're back down near this extension on the weekly. So I'm favoring the short side with NQ and ES. I think I'm encouraging all you guys to watch this and then also watch Andy's and then also do your own analysis so you can kind of have some confirmation or a lot of opinions going into your next day and stack your odds a little bit and get a good read going into it. So gold, we'll look at gold to silver as well. We talked about that move off the quarterly extension. Crazy push off of it. A lot of bigger institutions are saying buy the weakness in gold. I don't know if it's there yet or not. I would let this week play out. You might be, if we get a close up into 4,700, we could be getting a nice KLR move on the weekly. Monthly, sure, it looks strong. We did close above below all this in the last month, so we might want to fish a little bit lower. I'm going to sit around and let this kind of sort itself out. It's tough after you get these big moves, at least in my opinion. Monthly on silver went down and tagged that extension inside the envelope. Try to get a nice push off it. We'll see. Daily true average is outside the envelope. It's pretty tight to the bottom of the envelope, the middle of the envelope there. I'm thinking short side here. I think you have to. Yes, it's a little bit of a flash. I think we're gonna try to at least try to touch that weekly extension DML, and then we'll see what happens from there. Like same thing as gold. I would not be forcing a trade in either of these markets just because of the crazy moves they have. Look at the crazy trend run. Got a nice pullback. So we'll see how this next week sets up for gold and silver. Take a look at bonds here. Got the 10-year. So I think I talked exactly about this. Move back up into here. We're shorting. Down in here would be good support, and it looks like that remains. Monthly does not look that strong. It's in a technical trend run. We talked about this 115 area as a possible spot for some support. So if we get down in there, we'll see. If buyers start to sell in and daily confirms it, we could be getting a good move. Retracement back into the envelope, but I'm expecting a continued grind to the downside as of now. We'll see. I ended off here with euro versus a dollar. So we said the short side was our play, and this market already opens. Okay, I was about to say I didn't even do anything. That's Monday, but yeah, we expected this. I think I called the short side, especially with that close in last week. It's a great pattern right there when you get a close below that extension and daily true average when it's outside the envelope like that. Tag the monthly. We'll see. I think we might be getting a good push to the downside in this. I would expect this to continue. if we get a push back up into here, it could try to rally back into this daily true average and then get a follow through. So I think we're heading at least back down to this congestion DML on the weekly. But that's pretty much all I got. I'm favoring the short side with NQ and ES tomorrow. I will be trading, so I will be back, which is exciting. It sucks to miss a day like that, but it can be good sometimes to let Monday work itself out and then get back into the markets. So that's what I got. Hope everybody has a good rest of their night and has a good trading day tomorrow. We'll see you.